Okay, I need to know if you all could hear or see over there. I'm gonna get in touch with over here. Yeah, well, just go ahead. And if they got you, they got you.
My PowerPoint is on generals in the workplace. What I'll be talking about is women in the workforce, men in the workforce, and my personal experience as a woman in the workforce. Women in the workforce. Women back in the day weren't allowed to work outside of their homes until the 1960s because they were viewed as just as the caregivers of the family and nothing else. They were not able to go to college back in the day, so they weren't even allowed to follow their dreams and pursue their careers how we can now. But we weren't able to work. We weren't able to work from one day to another. The time and progress, even though women are allowed to work, doesn't mean that they're treated fairly up to this day. When women started working, they were largely limited, low-paid and poor status occupations for most of the 19th and 20th centuries, or earned less pay than men for doing the same work. But regardless of the unfairness, that doesn't stop women to keep working. In 2006, the percentage of full-time working women went up to 37%, so you can just imagine now. This image came out in 1943, but rediscovered in the 1980s, and widely reproduced in many forms, often called "We Can Do It," but also called Rosie the I can say that. After the iconic figure of a strong female work production worker, it was used to promote feminism and other political issues beginning in the 1980s. As you can see, it shows a powerful message to all women. Men in the workforce. Men have it as bad as women do in some cases because men are considered the provider of the home, so the man has to have a good job to support the whole family, but nowadays it's getting harder for them since women are earning their high positions. In some cases, the women that work sometimes make more than their husband, which leads me to stay-home dads. A lot of people look down on these dads, which they get stereotyped a whole lot. They get called bums, they get told they're not man enough to get a job, but they're only doing what women should be doing, which is being the caregiver of a family. There's nothing wrong with that, even though society thinks otherwise. Lastly, there's only 169,000 men that are stay-at-home dads compared to 5.6 million stay-at-home moms. The stay-home dad idea is not common, but it's real. My personal experience in the workplace, I have been faced with discrimination because I'm a female. I work in a labor job, doing a lot of heavy stuff. Most females aren't accustomed to do. In some cases, they are tasked in my job that are heavier than others. Once my manager had asked me to pack, which is considered a heavy job. My manager looked at me, laughed, and said, "She's a girl." So I told him I do it. This happened a year ago. Now there's 3 females that do it. I believe there's no job a woman can do it. We need to see and get used to the fact that women can do it and accept that fact. That's it.
And they can't hear you over there.
Yeah.
Can't see here over there. All right. Any questions? All right. I think we got one more, right?
I'm not even enthusiastic no more.
Yeah, I mean, but it happens. I can understand it. You know? I can understand it. And I ain't mad at you either. I understand. There you go.
All right, we are finally ready. I'm Deborah Harris. And what I'm gonna enlighten you on is gender roles in education. Look at all these people. I want to congratulate you guys, that was really good. I have not been to school since 2000, I got an associate. And now I'm going for my bachelor's. I've raised 2 children who have graduated from university, and now they think they're smarter than me. How did you get there without me? Is what I need to prove to them. Okay? What's that? But anyway, gender roles in education. Gender roles in education. First, we're going to define gender. We as psych majors or psychology students, we come to terms with the meaning of gender being what sex are you going to identify with? You're going to be male, female, not the biological parts, but the parts that you find you're most comfortable with. I don't keep going down. All right. Thank you. One thing I've experienced, and I've been in the field of education for about 30 years, is the treatment of elementary boys and elementary girls. We sit in the same classroom, boys and girls, and they read the same textbooks. They listen to the same people over and over, and they learn differently. Young boys, they have a tendency, they wiggle and swivel and daydream, they interrupt, and they really don't pay attention. And on the other hand, the girls, they can repeat the information, they help out with the lesson, and they pay attention, they're quiet, they follow directions, and they need very little redirection. Time and time again, you have to redirect boys. And with boys, I find that it's all right, it's acceptable. Oh, they boys, they supposed to do that. No, they're not. And with girls, it's expected of them to be quiet. These are roles that have already been given to these children and the young age that I teach. Boys, I find they get in more trouble than girls, and in the elementary grades, they get more D's and F's, and they are labeled as learning disabled. They account for 8% of the high school dropout rate, and almost 80% of them are diagnosed with attention deficit disorder. Now, girls, they outperform boys in standardized testing in the reading and writing area, but however, in math and science, we balance about the same. And now in my class, what we supposed to line up, I put the girls in the front. This is the fault of my own. I put the girls in the front, I put the boys in the back. And the reason I do that is because I want the boys to feel as if they're protecting us. And that's a gender role that should not be just for boys. And I put the girls up front to represent how nice and quiet we can walk through the halls. Because the boys tend to act a little bit up when we're outside. In my classroom, girls' desks, we don't have to tell them to clean them out. They're usually nice and neat, and they keep their things in order. But now boys' papers, they have food in there, and I can get on your case about the messy, smelly desk with their smelly cells. Anyway, this is the trait we assume girls are supposed to have. Girls are supposed to be nice and neat and orderly, and boys are supposed to be messy. And it's another myth that it's placed upon the gender role. Because I know of quite a few messy girls. And lastly, I want to tell you about the gifted programs. Boys are referred to gifted programs more than girls are. You would think with all this listening and paying attention and regurgitating this information that girls would be referred, but they're not. Because boys are being aberrant. Now this is an interesting word to me.
It's abnormal, atypical, bizarre, and different. Those what boys are seen as. And girls, they just try to conform. They want to fit into norms. They want to be normal as possible. And on the same hand, since we're referring these boys to the gifted programs, more than 2/3 of boys are in special needs programs. I work with special needs and have a classroom of boys. I have 2 girls in there. And there are many things we do as educators, and we define gender in education. I just touched the surface, and language will open your eyes on a few things that are done to me as an educator. It's second nature. And to many teachers who've been teaching for years, I'm guilty, and well as my coworkers, and I see these things happening all the time. In conclusion, I want to point out a couple of things